The R129 is the best modern SL you can get, and the market is finally agreeing with me. Today I'm going to show you what makes this car so special. After that, I will show you some of my favorite features. We'll take it for a drive and give you some driving impressions, and then in the end, I will point out some of the things that you should look for if you're planning to buy one of these. After an almost 20-year run of the R107, the R129 SL500 came out with a punch, making a great departure. With the perfect blend of luxury, performance, and a timeless design, the car was crafted at the height of Mercedes' reputation for engineering excellence. And it's clear as soon as you get behind the wheel. First off, the R129 SL is a feast for the eyes. A child of designer Bruno Sacco, the sleek aerodynamic lines are classic without being outdated, giving it a distinct presence on the road that Mercedes from this time is known for. This particular car is the SL500 variant, which includes the AMG styling with aggressive bumpers and side skirts, and adding a beautiful 18-inch AMG wheels, adding a dash of boldness but an elegant design. The retractable hardtop convertible roof is the cherry on top, making it as thrilling to look at with the top down as it is with it up. But let's talk about what's under the hood. This beauty boasts a powerful 5-liter V8 producing 302 horsepower and 339 pound-feet of torque. Solid performance figures for a car of its time. And so the R129 SL offers the widest engine lineup in SL history, featuring an inline-6, a V6, a V8, and for the first time, a V12 on the SL600 variant. Inside, the SL500 doesn't disappoint. Leather upholstery, wood trim, and a suite of comfortable features make the cabin feel like a high-end lounge. The seats are not just comfortable, but they're adjustable in nearly every way imaginable. And even though this model is now over 2 decades old, you'll still find useful features like heated seats, climate control, and a premium Bose sound system. It has aged remarkably well. Among all other SL models, the R129 is often the most versatile and well-balanced out of them all. And that helped shape the modern Mercedes-Benz legacy. Sure, it lacks some of the tech that modern cars have, but if you appreciate the analog elegance, it's perfect. And the SL Sport, you get the rare joy of having a vintage car that still performs with the smoothness and the finesse of a modern car without feeling outdated. And for me, the R129 represents the pinnacle of the SL line. If you don't, I would like to hear your comments, so please comment below. But now let's look into some of my favorite features, starting right here in the interior with your seat belt. Now let me show you what the deal is. The seat belts in these cars adjust automatically as you adjust the headrest. So simply touch on this button right here and the headrest will adjust up and down along with the seat belt itself. I guess they figure, based on the size of the person driving the car, that if you adjust the headrest, well, then probably your shoulder is going to be higher or lower, and thus the seat belt needs to be adjusted. It's just great German engineering, what Mercedes is known for. The next item I want to point out is the seat adjustment controls. In these cars, you don't have to reach down like some sort of peasant. No. The seat controls are right here, easily accessible to you. So you just press whatever button you want and the seats will be adjusted for you. All right. The next item I want to point out is the central locking system in these cars. Believe it or not, it's vacuum actuated and it looks pretty cool. It almost looks like hydraulic because the movement is so smooth and mechanical that it almost looks like it's hydraulically actuated, but in reality it's just a vacuum system, pushing those little things up and down. Next feature is the rollover bar. Now let me put the key in here and get this going. This bar is actually there as a safety feature, right? In case of a rollover, this bar activates and raises up and protects you from crashing your head on the pavement. Now, you can also activate this manually with the top up or down, either way. I think it looks pretty cool with the bar up. This is hydraulically actuated, the same as the convertible top, and I think it just adds a very nice, very cool, very sporty look to this car. Very unique, very 90s. And while we're in here, let's talk about the glove box situation. These cars no longer have a glove box right here because they were replaced by an airbag. In the early 90s, regulations started to change, safety regulations, and automakers were required by 98 to implement a front passenger and driver airbag system on all their cars, trucks and cars. And so Mercedes had already designed this car, and to go around that, what they did was they simply put the airbag right in here where the glove box was, and just gave you this little compartment right here that you can open and close to store your, in this case, gloves, and that's about it. Now, what's cool about this is some models actually have a cell phone system here. The SL600s do. I don't know if the SL500 models had that as an option, but I know the SL600s had that, where you can have a cell phone in there. Now, in here, I do want to touch on a few other features that are for your comfort. For instance, in here, you have retractable cup holders that just retract back and forth, allowing you to have a versatile use of this space. You can either put stuff in here or cups, and then just slide this down and close it like nothing happened. Also, the adjustable armrest right here, you can, pop this button here and move this armrest back and forth to allow you to find a comfortable sitting position in here. And we also have pockets right here integrated into your door panels. You can open these up, which allows you to put your wallet in here, cell phone, and different things. And finally, around the back, you actually have storage compartments right in here. It's a very small area. This one has the manual, some receipts, etc. The other side actually has the amplifier for the Bose system. Now, stepping outside and towards the front of the car, this has pretty iconic, pretty cool feature right up front, right here on the headlights. It actually has mini wipers to clean the headlight lenses from whatever dirt it may accumulate here from your trips to the farm. Now, guys, driving the SL500, this is just epic, to be honest with you. You still feel the quality of the drive, the build that was put into these cars. It is, quite remarkable. Let me put the windows up a little bit so that you don't get the wind noise. But driving the SL500 from this era is quite unique. It feels like a very solid car, but very, very smooth. If you drive one of these cars, you just feel like you're driving on a cloud, but a very stable cloud. There's a lot of roll when you turn. You take heavy, fast corners on this car, but they're controlled somehow. It's not like you're gonna feel like you're falling off the cliff in an older Cadillac or anything like that. It's very controlled. It's pretty amazing. Now, the feel of the car here is very unique, just because of the design and the time period. The dashboard, very open, very short, very small dash. Down low, you have a lot of space here of the door sills. You can see outside and just experience the exterior. The engine is very torquey. It just picks up and goes really quick. Now, fortunately, you have traction control to save you from smoking those tires, but if you choose to, you do have the option to turn that off. Now, 302 horsepower may not sound like a whole lot, and in reality, by today's standards, it isn't. But for this car, it is well matched. I mean, this is not a sports car, this is a Grand Tour. And for that, I think it works perfectly. Now, to me, guys, I think this is probably the best SL to get. I mean, the design, the quality, and just the feel of the car is quite remarkable. And now you're really pumped and excited to buy one of these. So allow me to highlight some of the things that you should look for if you're planning to buy one. I made a video to show you general things to look for when buying any car, like body shape, signs of wear, leaks, etc. I've also created a checklist so that you don't miss any steps. The link is included below. Use that as your starting point, but now let me highlight some of the things to look for this car specifically that I think can be very costly repairs. Now keep in mind that it's never a bad idea to bring along a car savvy friend with you who is familiar with these cars to help you look for things. If you find one that you have your heart set on, I would also recommend that you get a PPI, a pre-purchase inspection done by an experienced Mercedes-Benz shop or the dealership. It'll be the best $200 you spend on the car. Right, so let's get right into it. So the first item we're going to touch on is the hydraulic soft top failure issue. The hydraulic cylinders that control the convertible soft top are prone to leaks as they age, resulting in a top that won't open or close. And so you want to watch for hydraulic fluid leaks around the convertible mechanism, or if the top struggles to operate. If the roof mechanism moves slower than usual or it gets stuck, it's likely that that you have a hydraulic issue. So to replace all these cylinders, you're looking at about $4,000 to $5,000. If you want to tackle this yourself, there's a great company that sells a rebuilt kit for the cylinders for about $700. I have the link below. Next, let's talk about electrical issues. Electrical issues are common due to aging wiring harnesses. Problems might arise in the power windows or the central locking system or the interior lights. So look for flickering or unresponsive lights, power window failures, or center locking mechanism failures, things of that nature. Faulty wiring can also trigger warning lights on the dashboard or throughout the cabin. Under the hood, there's a few things that I want to point out. The first one being the wiring harness. The wiring harness on early 1990s R129 models were made with a biodegradable insulation, which can deteriorate over time, leading to exposed wires and potential shorts. So check under the hood for frayed or cracked wiring insulation. Random stalling, rough idle, or engine misfires are also signs of a bad wiring harness. If you like further details on this issue, I've included a link below to an article that I think does a great job at explaining the issue and provides detailed information regarding the models affected by this problem. The other item I wanted to point out is the air conditioning evaporator leaks. The AC evaporator on these models is prone to leaks, which can cause the air conditioning to lose refrigerant and stop blowing cold air. So check if the AC system struggles to maintain cold air output, or if the refrigerant needs frequent recharging. A hissing noise when turning on the AC could also indicate a leak. And lastly, cooling system leaks. Coolant leaks can develop over time, particularly from the water pump or radiator. So check under the car for any green or orange fluid puddles indicating a coolant leak. Overheating or low coolant levels, or the need for frequent refills are also a common sign of a coolant leak. Now, another issue you may find is with the transmission. These transmissions, the automatic transmissions on the R129s, can develop issues, particularly with rough shifting or delayed gear engagement. So pay attention when you're driving the car to how smoothly the car shifts. If there's any hesitation or jolt during gear changes, especially between first and second gear, this might indicate a transmission problem. Next, let's talk about the vacuum lock system failure. So the vacuum system, which controls the central locking, can fail over time, often due to leaks in the lines or failing actuators. So check for doors that don't lock or unlock consistently, or if you're hearing a hissing sound when attempting to lock or unlock, that might be an indication of a vacuum leak, and that can also cause idle issues. Next, let's talk about the rear suspension. Some cars are equipped with the hydropneumatic suspension in the rear. So this ultimately can wear out, particularly the self-leveling hydraulic components, which may lead to a bouncy or uneven ride. So when you take the car on the test drive, make sure that you check for any sagging in the rear, any clunking sounds, or excessive bounce when going over bumps, as this could be an indication of an issue with your hydropneumatic suspension. And while we're here, let's talk about rust. Now, while the R129s are pretty decent with rust protection, these cars can develop rust on the underbody, around the fenders, and the wheel wells. Okay, so this is special for climates where the roads are salted. So carefully inspect the wheel arches, door bottoms, and the undercarriage for rust spots or bubbling in the paint, which could all indicate a corrosion issue underneath. And last but not least, let's talk about recalls. Now, the best option to find out recall information is to go to your manufacturer's website. The link is included below. Now, in the US, you can also visit the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. I've included that link also below. Now, for either option, just simply go to the website and enter your 17-digit VIN number, and that will give you a list of any available or open recalls for the vehicle you're looking into. If I missed anything, please include it below in the comments below. It may help other people as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video and you found it informative. If you did, give me a like, comment below, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. See you in the next one.